So by that time, if someone has any doubts, you can ask. I'll write it here, but I will be clearing this frame. Good afternoon, Ajay. Good afternoon, Girish. Yeah, we will start with relative motion today, but yeah, of course, we'll have to do a very small recap of what happened yesterday. If I remember it right, I think we are yet to do this problem. We are yet to answer this question. Kaushik Babu, sir, I asked question with percentage error, sir. We already explained that question. A cube b square by c into root of d. So just multiply with their exponents and add everything. You'll get the answer. So 1 into 3 is 3. 3 into 2 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. C is to 9 plus 2 is 11. Root d is like half into 2 is 1. 11 plus 1 is 12% answer. Kaushik Babu, 12% is the answer. Yeah. Good afternoon, Lakshita. Sir, is there any assignment? Yapet, there was an assignment. There was a homework I had asked our people to post on Learnity. I'll do one thing. I'll keep posting it on Google Classroom also. Okay? I'll do that. Whatever homework I give to Learnity people to post it on Learnity website, Learnity portal, I will also post it on Google Classroom so that you can have access either way. Okay? Shailesh. Sir, the relative motion file you have sent is not opening, sir. It will be opening. See? There are already some students inside that. See, some of them are already on. It's not a file. First, it's just a link. That's all. Okay, so this question we'll do today. First, to start with, a projectile thrown at an angle theta above the ground at a speed u reaches the topmost point in time t. So here itself I'll answer it. As much as possible, it is like sounding simple. A projectile thrown at an angle theta above the ground at a speed u reaches the topmost point in time t. So clearly this t is nothing but time of ascent. It's not. T is nothing but time of ascent, reaches the topmost point. So time of ascent is, u sine theta divided by g. So t is known. T is equal to u sine theta by g. And then what? It is caught there and thrown horizontally at a speed v so as to reach the original intended range. Okay. So now at the topmost point, they are catching it. At the topmost point, they are catching it, which means they are stopping it. And they are again throwing it horizontally so that it reaches exactly at the original intended range, this point only. So from now they are throwing from here, they are throwing it horizontally so that the particle reaches here. What must be the ratio? V by u. Okay. So with what speed should I have thrown this? With what speed should they have thrown this is basically the question. Is it not? So if they did not catch it at the topmost point, if they did not catch it at all, if they had just let the projectile continue its motion, it would have reached the original intended range anyway. Is it not? It would have reached the original intended range anyway if they had not caught it and threw it again. But then they are catching it, right? And they are throwing it horizontally with a speed v so that it reaches that point only, which means v is nothing but the horizontal speed the projectile would have had when it reaches the topmost point. Even if nobody catches it, whatever speed it will have when it reaches the topmost point, that speed is nothing but v. So if you just have let it continue to move, it would have reached that point anyway. So I'll say V is nothing but Vx. At the topmost point, the particle can only have horizontal velocity because the vertical velocity has gotten or has become zero at that point. So V is nothing but Vx, the original Vx. Original Vx was intended to be u cos theta. Is it not? So if you just let the projectile continue its motion at the topmost point, its speed would have been u cos theta horizontal and it would have reached this original intended range. If you stop it at the topmost point and you have to throw it horizontally so that it reaches the original intended range, obviously you have to throw it at a speed u cos theta at the from the topmost point horizontally. So V is nothing but u cos theta. Okay. So question number, what must be the ratio of V by U? So clearly what must be V by U? U cos theta by U, which is cos theta. This is the answer. So it's a simple theoretical question, if nothing else. It is just a trivia or a theoretical question only. It may look big, it may sound difficult, but it is actually not. Okay. So if you just knew these facts, what fact? At the topmost point of the projectile's path, its vertical component of velocity becomes zero. It will only have horizontal component of velocity, which is u cos theta. Okay, and if you obviously going to stop it, I mean catch the projectile there, and still throw it horizontally to so that it can reach the original intended range, you will have to throw it with the same speed as it was traveling before, when you when you caught it. Okay, so which was u cos theta. So that's all. V by u is nothing but u cos theta by u, which is cos theta is the answer. So first question, please teach first question. This one? This one we already taught yesterday, no? That one we already taught yesterday. Here is the question. Please get a link to this Jamboard. Okay, portions for this week's test. Okay, portions for this week test is motion in one dimension. 10 questions I have asked. Asked in sense I have asked them to give. And vectors, 15 questions I have asked them to give. So it is going to be an easy test this weekend. This weekend you will have such questions. Motion in one dimension, 10 questions, numericals, vectors. Vectors, the two-dimensional vectors will be there, not just I cap. Like I cap, J cap, K cap, all three might also be there, and general vector concepts. Understood? So vectors, 15 questions, motion in one dimension, 10 questions is the portions that I have told them. Let us see. Hopefully that will be the questions asked. All right, and then free fall is when we clarified a doubt about free fall. And then I gave a couple of questions. Did we answer them? I think we answered both of them. No? Yeah, good, very good. So we have answered both of them. Okay. So I hope you don't have any doubts there. So we'll move on. So is there anything like motion in 3 dimensions? If an object moves in space, it is moving in 3 dimensions. That's all. Jeffrey. Okay. Jamboard link, please. Sudarshan, go to Google Classroom. I have given all these links. Yeah, I hope you have the link to the classroom. Yeah. You didn't do the third question of homework yesterday, sir. Which question, Pa? This one? Is it this one? Or this one? This one we just answered. Maybe you entered the class late. Okay, I'm not going to open any links while on the chat. I'm sorry, I cannot do that. I'm closing this Jamboard now. We'll move on to relative motion. I'm closing the chat also. So, yeah. Okay, so let us talk about relative motion here. Aryan raised hand. What up? I just told very well. I just told the test questions. Sunday, 19th July, test questions. 10 questions from 1D motion. 15 questions from vectors. Okay, so there may be questions from rain problems, boat problems also, which we will be doing in this week. So you can actually do them, right? Done. So these are the test questions. Don't again ask me. Make a note. Somebody raised a hand. What was it for? Yeah. Japeth, you have to ask the office only for such details. Vectors means A bar, B bar, yeah, all that, all those things. Okay, so we will start this. Array. Relative motion. When we started learning the chapter kinematics, the first thing that we learned about motion are a couple of things. These are the things. Motion is when position of an object changes. Okay, motion is when position of an object changes. But then position of an object is not an absolute thing. Position of an object is a relative term. Okay, like say for example, if I am sitting between two people, A to my right and B to my left, what is my position? I am to the left of A, I am also to the right of B. So my position is not a fixed thing. I'm not to the right of everybody, I'm not to the left of everybody and all that. Okay, so my position is defined with respect to whom the position is being expressed. Position is a relative term. Relative term, I mean to say. Okay, so position is a relative term. And motion is when position of an object changes. It means motion is also a relative term. Okay, motion is also a relative term. Try to understand, motion is not an absolute thing. So an object is in motion is not an absolute statement. If you see a car moving, it only means the car looks to be moving with respect to your position. With respect to you, the car seems to be moving. With respect to you, its position seems to be changing. Okay. If you say a car is at rest, with respect to you, it is at rest. It is not absolutely at rest. Okay. The ground is not at rest. It so feels that no, the ground is at rest. The buildings are at rest. If you are moving in a car and you look out the window, you see the trees are moving backwards. You see the mountains moving backwards. You see the buildings all moving backwards actually. So is your observation wrong there? Do you think the building is not moving backwards? Building is moving backwards with respect to you. I'm sitting in a building. With respect to me, the building is not moving. Understood or not? So motion is also a relative term. When you have to express motion, how do you express motion? By describe. How do you describe motion? How do you express motion? For that only we discussed all these motion parameters like distance, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration, etc. All these motion parameters are relative quantities. If I calculate the acceleration of an object, it might be different from if you calculate it, depending on what our accelerations are with respect to each other. Say, for example, this is a road. Okay. Say, for example, this is a road, and an object A is moving on this road with respect to the road at a speed of 10 meter per second. Okay, let us say object A is moving on the road in the direction shown at a speed of 10 meter per second. This speed is measured with respect to the road. Okay, on the same road, if another object, say another car or something, say B is moving at a speed 15 meter per second with respect to the road. Okay, what I'm saying is velocity of A with respect to. I will be writing WRT a lot. Okay, don't wonder what it is. I'll be writing that WRT a lot. WRT means with respect to, as per, observed by, like that. Velocity of A with respect to the ground is given as 10 meters per second. Maybe J cap. Let us call that J cap direction. I can call it any direction. I'm just giving it a unit vector, 10 meter per second, J cap. Velocity of B with respect to the ground again is equal to 15 meters per second J cap. Let us say these are the things, like there are two objects which are moving on the road in the same direction, A with a speed of 10 meter per second, B with a speed of 15 meter per second, both in the same direction, of course. Okay, then what do you think the relative motion will feel like? Relative motion means what here? Relative speed or relative velocity is what means what here? We have defined that velocity as rate of change of position. Okay, whatever rate the position changes with respect to whatever rate the position changes is what is called as velocity. Upon what will be relative velocity? What do we mean by velocity of B with respect to A? This would mean that rate of change of position of B with respect to A is what is called as velocity of B with respect to A. This is equal to change of position of B with respect to A divided by time taken for that. Rate of change basically means change per unit time. Okay, what I mean here is this: in 1 second, A will reach here, which is 10 meters farther. Okay, in the same 1 second, B would have traveled here. Let us say this is A dash, B dash points. New locations, A dash and B dash. Assume that they are both in the same line only. So this distance is not important. Okay, do not worry about that distance. I'm only worried about one-dimensional motion here, for example. Let us say. Okay, in 1 second, A goes further by 10 meters, B goes further by 15 meters. If the distance between A and B was 15 meters before, what will be the new distance between A and B? If AB was 50 meters, what will be A dash, B dash? Huh? A has moved 10 meters that way, B has moved 15 meters this way. What do you think the new distance between them will be? Yes, very good. So the new distance will be between them is actually going to be 45 meters. You may think, okay, sir, B moved towards A distance of 15 meters. So 50 should reduce by 15. But at the same time, A also moved away from B a distance of 10 meters, which means the distance should also increase by 10 meters. So there is a decrease in 15 and there is an increase in 10. So there is a total change of 5 degrees. So the new distance between A dash B dash is 45 meter. So relatively, that is the position of B with respect to A has changed by how many meters in 1 second? With respect to A, the position of B has changed by how much? It was 50 meters. See, A was 50 meters ahead of B. Now A is 45 meters ahead of B. So the position of A with respect to B or position of B with respect to A has changed only by 5 meters. In what time? 1 second. So 5 meters per second is what is called as relative velocity of B with respect to A. Velocity of B with respect to A is what is called as relative velocity of B with respect to A. Understood or not? Velocity of B with respect to A is called relative velocity of B with respect to A. It's just another term. Did you understand this concept or not? Huh? Say for example, A and B are 50 meters apart and they're both moving, and A is moving at a speed of 10 meters per second, B is moving at a speed of 15 meters per second. B is following A, B is trying to chase A. Okay, at initial moment, the distance between them is 50 meters. In 1 second, what will the distance become? What will B think? Is B approaching A or is B receding away from A? What do you think? Is B approaching A or is B receding from A? Receding now, going away from. B is approaching A. Yes, B thinks he's approaching A because obviously he's moving towards A. But because of A's motion, what is A trying to do? He is trying to get away from B. Okay, but the approach velocity of B towards A is more than the receding velocity of A from the B. And that is why, as a resultant, you could say, on net, you could say as a total, there is an approaching motion between them. Even though A is trying to get away from B, A is actually moving towards B only. If you think about it. A is trying to get away from B, but because of B's motion, they are actually approaching each other. The distance between them is actually decreasing. And at what rate the distance between them decreases, or the displacement or relative position changes, is what is called as relative velocity. Okay, so basically I could say like this. This actually we already saw, I think. If this is point A, this is point B. It's a different example, not the same A, same B. Okay, it's a different example. Say these are 2 points in the coordinate system, A and B. If this is origin, this vector that I'm drawing here is called OA bar. OA bar is called position vector of A. We already saw this. In vectors, we saw this. OA bar is called as position vector of A. Similarly, OB bar is called as position vector of B. OB bar is called as position vector of B. Meaning, say for example, if A is 2, 3, it means OA bar is equal to 2i cap plus 3j cap. That is all. Very simple. If B is, say, it's like further, no? So I can say B is equal to 3, 1. In that case, OB bar is nothing but OB bar equal to 3i cap plus j cap, 1j cap. So this is what it means. OA bar means this, OB bar means this. Okay. Now, if I draw a vector pointing A towards B, like this. If I draw a vector from A to B, I will write that vector as AB bar. But how is it related to OA bar and OB bar? If I draw a vector AB bar, how is it related to OA bar and OB bar? What do you think? Don't worry about formula, Kaushik. We are still learning the concept. Don't worry about formula right now. Yeah, you can draw a parallelogram, but there is a simple triangle here. Is it not? There is a simple triangle here where there is a vector OA bar, there is a vector AB bar, there is a vector OB bar. Which two vectors of these three are in succession? Which two vectors are in succession? Correct. OA and OB. Sorry, OA and AB. So OA bar and AB bar are in succession, are drawn in succession. See, the terminal point of this vector and initial point of the other vector are coinciding. That is what it means, drawing them successively. Okay, so OA bar and AB bar are drawn successively in this triangle, and the other vector is OB bar. So removing these 2 points, the remaining is what is the remaining vector. So OA bar plus AB bar must be equal to OA bar plus AB bar must be equal to OB bar. From that triangle, using triangle of vector addition, you can make this conclusion. OA bar plus AB bar is equal to OB bar. Or from that expression, you can write AB bar is equal to OB bar minus OA bar. In vectors, you must have already studied this. In vectors, you must have already studied this. If OA bar represents position vector of A, OB bar represents position vector of B, then AB bar represents what? See, position vector of A is position of A with respect to origin, reference point. Origin is a reference point here. Position vector of B, you are trying to specify the position of B with respect to origin. Origin is a reference point here. So if I say AB bar, this means position vector of which point with respect to which point. What would you say? Tell me. AB bar must be called as position vector of which point with respect to which point. Which point is the reference here? Which point are you trying to point? Kaushik, keep listening. I'm repeating. A to B. See, I have written position vector of what vector with respect to what vector. If I say A, B bar, I'm trying to tell the position of what point? Look here. If I say OA bar, I am specifying the position of what point? A. If I say OB bar, I am trying to specify the position of B. This is the subject of the vector. Okay. The second point here is the location. Is the location of the vector? Is the location the vector is pointing to? Okay. OA bar specifies the position of A. OB bar specifies the position of B. AB bar specifies the position of B. AB bar specifies the position of B. With respect to what? The first point is the reference A. Did we understand that line or not? AB bar means position vector of B with respect to A. AB bar means you are looking at B from A. AB bar means you are looking at B from A. The vector is pointing towards B from A. So it is position of B with respect to A. Ashwin, wrong again. Not A with respect to B, it is B with respect to A. Please listen. AB bar means position vector of B with respect to A. Okay. CD bar means what? Position of dash with respect to dash. Tell me. There are more than one Ashwin. CD bar means position of what point? With respect to what point? Correct. Position of B with respect to C. Always the second position, second point in the written in the vector is the point whose position you are specifying. With respect to what? The first one. Understood? If this is P and this is Q, how do you write it? How do you write this vector as? What name will you give that vector? What name should we give to this vector? The vector pointing from point P towards point Q. A vector pointing towards Q should be written as PQ bar. PQ bar is this. Okay. And it is the difference as in it is a subtraction written like this. Final points position vector, position of Q. Final points position vector minus initial points position vector. Understood? Like this. AB bar is equal to OB bar minus OA bar. B with respect to A. Okay. Reference point is always subtracted. Understood or not? Reference point is always subtracted. Position vector of B with respect to A is written as AB bar. For example, position vector of L with respect to M is written as what? Position vector of L with respect to M should be written as correct, ML bar is written as ML bar. As a difference of positions, you should write it as OL bar minus OM bar. As a difference of positions, position vector of L minus position vector of M. Okay, the reference vector must be subtracted from the original one. Are we able to understand this? Did we understand this? So, position vector of B with respect to A is written as AB bar is equal to position vector of B minus position vector of A, which is OB bar minus OA bar. Okay, AB bar is equal to OB bar minus OA bar. That equation, if I differentiate with respect to time, if I differentiate the whole expression with respect to time, differentiate na, if R bar is a position, derivative of R bar with respect to time is nothing but V bar, velocity vector. Rate of change of position is nothing but velocity vector. So if I differentiate the whole expression, I will get velocity vector of B with respect to A is equal to velocity vector of B minus velocity vector of A. If you want to write it as, if you want to write it in symbols, symbol is our choice only. So V, B, A, they write it like this. For relative velocity, they use a symbol like this mostly. V, B, comma A as subscript. Okay, B, comma A. V, B, comma A means velocity of B with respect to A, like that. Okay, V, B, A is equal to C. This A, B bar can also be written as R, B, comma A. Position of B with respect to A. But when they are writing it as a vector like this, that is how it goes. Okay, so velocity of B with respect to A is velocity of B bar minus velocity of A bar. Both these velocities are measured with respect to a common reference. The common reference could be ground or any common reference. Okay, here also this could be PB bar minus PA bar, some random point P, or that could be MB bar minus MA bar, some random point M. This reference could be any point, but both these vectors must be under same reference. Position of A and position of B, if you measure both positions in the same reference, then you subtract. Understood or not? What I'm saying is, if this is point A and this is point B, and this is some reference OA bar, and this is OB bar. Okay, what if there is actually a point P here, some random point P? Then PA bar is this, and PB bar is this. Again, in this triangle, you see that PA bar and AB bar are drawn successively. So PA bar plus AB bar is equal to PB bar, and therefore AB bar is equal to PB bar minus PA bar. So AB bar is equal to OB bar minus OA bar is right. AB bar equal to PB bar minus PA bar is also right. This P could be any point. I can have Q, I can have L, whatever point I say. Okay, I can have any point there, any common reference. See, you cannot write AB bar. Say I'll write it in Vedic. Okay, AB bar is equal to PB bar minus QA bar. This is wrong. That is wrong. Understood or not? AB bar is nothing but position of B minus position of A. But both positions must be measured with the same reference. Similarly, when you are finding the velocity of B minus velocity of A, to calculate velocity vector of B with respect to A, then both these velocities must be measured with respect to same common reference. Like in this case, we just calculated 15 minus 10 is 5. That is how we got this 5. Velocity of B minus velocity of A. Velocity of B with respect to A was nothing but velocity of B minus velocity of A. 15 minus 10. Both this 15 and 10 are both measured in the same reference. What reference? The ground. Both those velocities are measured or calculated in the same reference with respect to ground. That's why even if you just, you don't have to do all these things. You can simply say 15 minus 10 is equal to 5 meters per second. That itself will give you relative velocity of B with respect to A. Did we understand this concept? So relative velocity of B with respect to A is written as V B comma A bar, and it is given by VB bar minus VA bar. Okay, if I write it like this without writing reference, see here I have written reference velocity of B with respect to A. Here I did not write any reference. It means I am measuring it with respect to ground. If I do not specify the reference, it means we are measuring it with respect to the ground. If I say a hot air balloon is rising up at a speed of 10 meters per second, it means with respect to ground. An object is thrown at an angle 60 degree with a speed 20 root 2 meter per second. It means with respect to the ground. Understood or not? So if I don't specify the reference, it always means the ground. If you want to specify a reference, you can. Velocity of B with respect to a man minus velocity of A with respect to the same man. Then the equation will be fine. Understood or not? If this is man 1 and that is man 2, then the equation will be wrong. Understood this concept? Velocity of B with respect to A is nothing but velocity of B minus velocity of A. And when I say velocity of B minus velocity of A, vector subtraction. Not casually 15 minus 10 always. Okay. So what does it mean? See here. A moving in this direction 10 meter per second. B moving in the same direction 15 meter per second. Apo, what is velocity of B with respect to A? Which is equal to velocity of B bar minus velocity of A bar. Velocity of A bar. Okay. Which way? If you write it in vectors, B bar velocity is 15 I cap. I am casually using the convention now. Okay, I am casually using it. I am not specifying it anywhere. I am casually using the convention. I hope you are following it. B bar equal to 15 I cap minus B A bar is nothing but 10 I cap, which is equal to 5 I cap meters per second. That is the velocity of B with respect to A. What is velocity of A with respect to B? Velocity of A bar minus velocity of B bar, which is equal to 10 I cap minus 15 I cap, which means minus 5 I cap meters per second. What does it mean? What does it mean? A is moving eastwards. Let us say this is east. A is moving eastwards at a speed 10 meter per second. B is moving eastwards at a speed 15 meter per second. With respect to A, B is moving eastwards at a speed 5 meters per second. Okay. With respect to B, A is moving at a speed 5 meters per second westwards. Okay. With respect to A, B is moving eastwards at a speed 5 meters per second. With respect to B, A is moving westwards at a speed 5 meters per second. For one thing, VA bar minus VB bar is nothing but negative of VB bar minus VA bar. Is it not? In fact, I can say velocity of A with respect to B is nothing but negative of velocity of B with respect to A. It's a common sense thing. Understand it. It is a common sense thing. VAB bar equal to VBA bar minus of that, minus of VBA bar. Both will have same magnitude, but they will be in opposite directions. Okay. If you are moving on a road and you see a bus approaching you with a speed of 30 kilometers per hour, the bus driver also sees you approaching towards him with a speed 30 kilometers per hour. Okay. Then the reference frame simply means the frame from which observer is recording the observation. Of course, reference frame is nothing but observer, nothing else. Okay. Sorry, for example, if A is moving in this direction, 10 meters per second, if B is moving in opposite direction with a speed 15 meters per second, these both are with respect to ground. Okay. These velocities are measured with respect to ground, let us say. In such case, what do I say? Velocity of A with respect to B is equal to velocity of A bar minus velocity of B bar, which is 10 I cap minus of minus 15 I cap, which is equal to 25 I cap. Similarly, velocity of B with respect to A is velocity of B bar minus velocity of A bar, which is equal to minus 15 I cap minus 10 I cap, which is equal to minus 25 I cap. Got it? So A is actually moving eastwards and B is actually moving westwards with respect to ground. But with respect to B, A is moving eastwards at a speed 25 meter per second. With respect to A, B is moving westwards at a speed 25 meter per second. Get it? See here, the velocity has increased. Velocity is like, see, if you think relative velocity is subtraction of velocities. But when you subtract velocities, the magnitudes can get added up. When you subtract velocities, the magnitudes may get added also. Do not always think that the magnitudes of vectors will always get subtracted when the vectors get subtracted. Understood? If two vectors in the same direction get subtracted, then the magnitudes also get subtracted. If two vectors in opposite directions get subtracted, then the magnitudes get added up. Understood or not? There could be another case also. Say, for example, A is moving eastwards at a speed 10 meter per second with respect to ground. B is moving northwards at a speed 15 meter per second. Let us say both of them are measured from the ground. Okay. Velocity of A is moving eastward at a speed 10 meter per second. Velocity of B is northwards 15 meter per second. So velocity of A with respect to B is velocity of A bar minus velocity of B bar, which is equal to 10 I cap minus 15 J cap. Assuming J cap means north, I cap means east. I can write like that. In that case, relative speed of A with respect to B, relative speed of A with respect to B is 10 minus 15, wrong. 10 plus 15, wrong. All these things are wrong. Relative speed of A with respect to B is, this is magnitude of velocity of A with respect to B, that's all. Okay, that one. Relative speed of A with respect to B is nothing but magnitude of that velocity. What is the magnitude of this velocity? Root of 10 square plus 15 square. How much ever is that? I think this is 5 root 13 meters per second. Understood? Relative speed of A with respect to B is 5 root 13 meter per second. Sir, what will be the direction of this relative velocity? What will be the direction of this relative velocity? Draw this vector. You know that vector, no? Cartesian coordinate system. This is x, this is y. 10 I cap minus 15 j cap. 10 is here. Minus 15 is somewhere here. So this point. This is probably 10 I cap minus 15 j cap. Okay. If you want angle, you can easily find angle. How much is this angle? If I drop a perpendicular, this would be 10, this would be 15. 10 alpha equal to 15 by 10. 10 alpha is equal to 15 by 10. That will give you the angle also. You say so much angle to the south of east. You could say like that. Are we able to understand this? Are we able to understand what relative velocity means? Velocity of A with respect to B is literally velocity of A minus velocity of B. It is not northeast. It is not northeast. Sorry. It is not northeast. Look at this picture. What direction do you think this is? From the picture, tell me what direction is that? That direction is called east of south or south of east. Okay, through a certain angle. You could say east of south, east of south by 90 degree minus alpha, south of east by alpha. Okay, south of east. So this is east, south of east by alpha. This is south, east of south by this angle, which is 90 degree minus alpha. Okay, that direction must be specified like this. Okay, if alpha is 45 degree, if alpha is 45 degree, then you can call it southeast. Exact southeast. Exact southeast would be angular bisector. Exactly between south and east. Only if it is 45 degree, you can say southeast. If it is not 45 degree, you should not say southeast. Okay. Do you think it is 45 degree here? If it is 45 degree, this 10 and 15 cannot be different. It would have been a right angle isosceles triangle. Yeah. Okay. So that is that alpha here is not 45 degree. It is some angle. It is surely some angle, some acute angle. Okay. How do you specify that angle? The relative speed of A or the relative velocity of A with respect to B is 5 root 3, 5 root 13 meter per second, making an angle alpha south of east. Making an angle 90 degree minus alpha east of south. That's how that is exactly how you are supposed to specify that direction. Okay. Understood or not? Are we able to understand this? Shall we follow? I'll give you more examples maybe. Okay. Say for example, there is a question like this. Okay. Rain is falling vertically down on the ground. Rain is falling vertically on the ground. A girl is walking on the horizontal ground. Ground is horizontal. Assume. A girl is walking on the ground. Sorry, just a second. I should have given the speed of raindrops. That would make it a lot easier. Okay? Rain is falling vertically down on the ground at a speed, say for example, 4 meters per second. That's a lot of speed, but that's okay. Rain is falling vertically down on the ground at a speed 4 meters per second. A girl is walking on the ground at a speed 3 meters per second. Okay. At what angle with vertical does she sees the raindrops falling? Try to understand the question first. Okay. Rain is falling vertically down on the ground at a speed 4 meters per second. A girl is walking on the ground at a speed 3 meters per second. At what angle with the vertical does she sees the rain? Does the so see. At what angle with the vertical does she see the raindrops falling? At what angle it appears the raindrops appear to be falling to the ground? Okay. What shall we do about this? So we'll try to use the relative motion approach here. Okay. See, the rain is falling down. See what three things are here. The three things that are there in this question are the rain, the girl, and the ground. And when they say rain is falling vertically down on the ground at a speed 4 meters per second, that velocity, see there is speed 4 meters per second, there is the direction vertically down. At that velocity, meaning magnitude and direction included, that velocity is expressed in what reference? Ground reference. Okay. So velocity of rain with respect to ground is given. What else? A girl is walking on the ground at a speed of 3 meters per second. Speed 3 meters per second. Direction is not given. You can assume your own direction to the right, let us say, or eastwards, let us say, whatever it is. Okay. So that direction you can assume. But she is moving horizontally. That much we know. Perpendicular to the ground. Okay. So again, with respect to the ground, only velocity is given. So given are two things. What are those? Velocity of rain with respect to ground is given. Velocity of rain with respect to ground is given is equal to what? 4 direction vertically down minus j cap. I shall use that. Okay. Meters per second. Did you understand this? Minus 4 j cap. I am not showing it like this, but that is what I mean. Okay. This is I cap and this is j cap. So clearly this will be minus j cap and this will be minus I cap. I'm not showing it every time, but we are sticking to that convention always. Okay. So velocity of rain with respect to ground is minus 4 j cap meter per second. This is given. What else is given? velocity of girl with respect to the ground is given. The girl is walking at a speed 3 meter per second. In what direction? In whatever direction she is walking, I'll assume that as I cap. I'll assume that whatever direction she is walking in as I cap. Then the velocity of girl with respect to ground is 3 I cap meter per second. Okay. Now what are we supposed to calculate? At what angle with the vertical does she see the raindrops falling? So you are worried about how the raindrops are falling as the girl sees them. Okay, meaning you are trying to find the velocity or the direction of velocity of rain with respect to the girl. So velocity of rain with respect to the girl is what you are worrying to calculate. V rain, comma girl. Did you understand that terminology? Did you understand how we are writing this? V rain ground, V girl ground, V rain girl. Velocity of rain with respect to girl is what we are trying to find. Direction of that. Okay, so how do we do? There is a common reference ground, ground. So velocity of rain with respect to girl would be velocity of rain with respect to ground plus velocity of girl. Oh, not plus, sorry. Minus velocity of rain with respect to ground minus velocity of girl with respect to ground. Okay, and which will be minus 4 j cap minus 3 I cap. Okay, so if she is walking like this, girl is walking like this, rain is falling like this, but it appears to her that the raindrops are falling with a velocity minus 3 I cap minus 4 j cap. I'm just rearranging the terms. So write I first and j next. Okay, minus 3 I cap minus 4 j cap. Which quadrant is that? Minus 3 I cap and minus 4 j cap is which quadrant? Third quadrant. Very good. So it appears to the girl, if she is walking into the rain, it appears that the rain is falling like this on the girl. Okay, if she is walking into the rain, it appears that the rain is falling like this. That vector can be drawn with two components. That vector can be drawn with two components, perpendicular components. This is the vertical component, this is the horizontal component. Clearly, vertical component is 4 units long, horizontal component is 3 units long. I cap and j cap down. I component is 3, j component is 4. They are asking you to find angle made by that vector with theta. They are asking you to find theta is equal to what from the diagram. That's all. That's the question. Understood? It appears to the girl that the rain is falling along a vector minus 3 I cap minus 4 j cap. So what angle does it make with the vertical? Can you look at the triangle and tell me? Tan theta I can do. Tan theta is equal to opposite side 3 by adjacent side 4. Tan theta equal to 3 by 4. In fact, tan theta equal to 3 by 4 means theta is very close to 37 degree. If tan theta equal to 3 by 4, why I am trying to find tan theta? Why did I not find this angle? They are asking you that. At what angle with the vertical? They are asking you that. Okay. So this angle they are asking. So tan theta equal to opposite side by adjacent side. Tan theta equal 3 by 4. So theta is almost equal to 37 degree. How do I know this? If you know tan 30 degree equal to 1 by root 3, if you can remember that, try to remember this also. Tan 37 degree equal to 3 by 4. Tan 53 degree equal to 4 by 3. Tan 53 degree, complement of 37. Okay? This is the answer. That's all. So did we understand this question? Yeah, you could say tan inverse of 3 by 4. That is correct. Tan inverse of 3 by 4 is this. Okay, tan inverse of 3 by 4 is nothing but 37 degree. Okay, if the question allows you to calculate the angle perfectly, giving you a calculator or a log table, then you can tell the answer exactly. It is not 17.9. Change your calculator from radians to degree and all that. Darshan, yeah. Okay, did we understand this or not first? Did we understand this question? Sin 37 degrees 3 by 5. Sin 53 degree equals 4 by 5. Correct. Correct, Rubesh. Sir, why it can't be cos? Why should it be cos? The two perpendicular sides of a right angle triangle is known. How will you find the acute angle? Anjay. Two perpendicular sides of a right angle triangle are known. 3 and 4. How will you find this angle? Using cos or sin or tan? Anjay. Very good. So tan theta equal 3 by 4 and therefore theta is approximately 37 degree. It's actually equal to 36.9 degree or something. Okay. So don't worry about it. 37 and 53 are complements of each other. That's all right. Okay. In fact, in last Sunday's test or maybe yesterday's homework, there was a question based on 37 degree. No? That is why I was able to use it. Okay. I remembered it. So rain problem is basically this. That's all. Simple, no? They may ask you something else also. The same question, they may ask you in different words. They'll say like this. How should she hold the umbrella so as to not get wet? Same question can be asked in a different word. At what angle with the vertical does she see the raindrops falling? In whatever direction she sees the rain falling towards her, she'll hold the umbrella in the exact opposite direction. So if it appears that rain falls making an angle 37 degree with the vertical, she will also have to hold her umbrella making an angle 37 degree with the vertical. When she is moving, of course. If she is not moving, the rain is falling vertically downwards, so she will have to use her umbrella upright. Okay? Yeah. Run out. Sir, but it is rain with respect to the girl, then shouldn't it be velocity of girl ground minus velocity of rain? No. Velocity of rain with respect to girl is velocity of rain minus velocity of girl. We already saw that. See here. Velocity of A with respect to B is velocity of A minus velocity of B. Yeah. That's only for displacement vector, it comes like this. Only for displacement vector, it looks opposite. Okay. AB bar equal to OB bar minus OA bar. Only for that, nothing else. Okay. I hope you understood this. This is a very big concept, relative velocity. Okay, rain problem. You can actually start doing more problems now. Okay. Yeah. I think there is a question in the NCERT textbook from yesterday's homework. There might be a question. Wind is blowing. I don't know the question exactly. I don't know the numbers. I'll give random numbers only. Wind is blowing at a speed 10 meters per second eastwards. Okay. A ship starts moving northwards at a speed 15 meters per second. Okay. In what direction? I think this is the question. In what direction does the flag on the ship mast flutter? Okay. I think that is a question. Please check. This might be in the NCERT textbook. Wind is blowing at a speed 10 meters per second eastwards. A ship starts moving northwards at a speed 15 meters per second. In what direction does the flag on the ship mast means at pole, okay, flutter? That's the question. Now remember it. There are two things that will affect the flag motion. Okay, motion of the flag is affected by two things here. One, the wind. The other is the motion of the ship. Let us try to study them separately and then we'll try to find the resultant. Okay. See, if Let us say there is only wind and the ship is stationary. There is only wind and it is blowing at a speed 10 meters per second eastwards. The flag will also have to flutter eastwards only with a speed 10 meters per second. So wind is kind of an enabler. In whatever direction wind blows, in the same direction, it will make the flag flutter. Okay, flag fly. So that's one thing. The second thing is ship's motion. Let us say there is no wind and only ship is moving. If the ship moves northwards, it will make the flag flutter southwards. It's like smoke of a train. If the train is going northwards, you will see that the smoke goes southwards, no, like that. So if the ship starts moving northwards, the flag would flutter southwards. So there are two velocities for the flag. Velocity of the flag due to wind is equal to what? 10 meter per second eastward. So I'll write it as 10 I cap. Nothing wrong. Okay. By now you should be familiar with I cap, J cap, etc. Casually I should be using it. Velocity of flag due to wind is 10 I cap. Velocity of flag due to ship's motion is equal to 15. Ship's motion is 15 northwards. Ship's motion is 15 meter per second northwards. But because of ship's motion, velocity of flag would be minus 15 J cap, 15 southwards. Understood or not? This is east, the west, north, south. North is J cap, east is I cap. Okay. Okay. So now there are two velocities for the flag. Therefore, velocity of the flag total velocity of flag not resultant. Is it not? Resultant means just add them. So 10 I cap plus minus 15 J cap is equal to 10 I cap minus 15 J cap. That is all. Okay. So you don't have to specify the speed of the flag. We're not worried about the magnitude of this. I just need a direction. Okay. How do I specify direction? 10 I cap minus 15 J cap. In coordinate system, 10 I cap minus 15 J cap is in which quadrant? 10 I cap minus 15 J cap is in which quadrant? 10 I cap minus 15 J cap is in which quadrant? X is positive, Y is negative. So it is in fourth quadrant like this. Okay. So this is 10 I cap minus 15 J cap. This is 10 minus 15 where this is 10 and this is 15. Can I say this angle is exactly 45 degree? Can I say that angle is exactly 45 degree? No, yes. We cannot say it is 45 degree because 10 and 15 are different. 45 degree would mean right angle isosceles, meaning 10 and 15 would be same. Here 10 and 15 are different. Therefore, this angle will not be exactly 45 degree. This angle will be some theta, let us say. Direction will be what? Direction will be theta, let us say. Tan theta equal to 15 by 10, which is equal to 3 by 2. Or theta is equal to tan inverse of 3 by 2. So you say the flag flutters making an angle, okay, or you say the flag flutters in a direction, flag flutters in a direction making an angle. How much angle? Tan inverse of 3 by 2. What do you say? Tan inverse of 3 by 2? Is it south of east or east of south? Is it south of east or east of south? You are measuring the theta from east towards south. No, this theta is from east towards south. This angle alpha is east of south. Okay, theta is south of east. What is the difference between those two? English, simple English. Try to understand that. The theta in the diagram, you are measuring it from east towards south. You are going from east towards south. Okay, tan inverse of 3 by 2, south of east. Okay, the flag flutters in a direction making an angle tan inverse 3 by 2 south of east. Get it? That is about relative motion and resultant. Okay, we use relative motion here and we use resultant motion there. Both of them we use in the same question. Okay, so that is basically about relative motion. We will study more on relative motion tomorrow. We will try to do some problems also on relative motion tomorrow. We'll see how it is useful in solving some difficult problems, apparently difficult problems. Okay, so tomorrow we'll check. Tomorrow we'll see more problems on that. Okay, all right. See you guys. I'll close the session. This Jamboard will be available, of course. Please go through it. The link is on Google Classroom. Check it out. Okay. Okay. Bye. Goodbye. Pranav has a doubt. Can you WhatsApp me? You have been doing that now, so please WhatsApp me. Pranav. Okay. Bye. See you.